Women are men's helpmates. Women can't keep up with my rapid fire thinking.
How about that?
We all know who the BOSS is around here. So let's get right to the point. Do you cook? Women that wear absolutely no makeup at all, and they might need a little something, something. Some women need makeup. You don't think that makes a woman look sexier to be made up?
It's a time and place to be sexy.
Well, here's the time and here's the place.
Today's episode of Wife Swap gets absolutely hijacked and derailed by this misogynistic pig who just absolutely hates women, as you saw in that intro, and yeah, he basically ruins the experiment because he is too much of a man-child to commit to doing any of the changes that are presented. So make sure you watch until the very end of this one because it is just honestly brain-rotting the entire way through in the best way possible. And let's see if we can get 3,000 likes on this one. You guys showed mad love to the last Wife Swap episode, so I'm definitely going to be covering more. Thanks so much for that support. Anyways, let's get right on into it, shall we?
Meet the old-fashioned Moon family, the macho man in charge, Dad Jack.
What do I get?
Kiss, maybe? I go through my day doing the bathroom and the dishes and whatever needs to be done.
So yeah, this is Jack. He is the head of the family over here, and the main family we're going to be seeing in this episode. And the way he sees it, he completely runs his house. I mean, no, he's not doing any of the chores. No, he's not providing for his children in any way. But in his eyes, he's the man of the house. And that basically serves as an excuse for him to do pretty much nothing around the house and boss everybody else around. Because that's right, he has 2 daughters and a wife, and he very much looks down on women. So to him, he just has a bunch of servants around the house, pretty much.
We all know who the BOSS is around here.
Okay, biblically, you are the head of the household, but I cannot stand the word boss.
And just already, you could tell how much he looks down upon his wife. And trust me, there's going to be much more where this came from. You're only seeing the surface here.
Women are men's helpmates. Women can't keep up with my rapid fire thinking.
That's what he says. I'm not quick enough.
The man who has fried his brain on Trent, who has literally 3 IQ, is like, women are not as smart as me. Me strong man and me smarter than dumb women. Like, I was joking that you were going to see, you know, more of his misogyny, but yeah, he pretty much just already went mask off with that sentence, and we're not even 30 seconds into this video. So that's absolutely insane to me.
Misty takes care of all the household chores, and I've delegated all that to her. I supervise.
And that's right, he supervises the chores that she does around the house. He makes sure that she cooks his extensive meal plan because as of last year, this guy got into bodybuilding. And you know, half the battle, or I'm sure many of you bodybuilders out there will understand, more than half the battle is the way that you eat. And this guy refuses to cook for himself. So he has his wife, who is a stay-at-home wife, cook 90 meals a week for him pretty much, while he's at the gym for like 4+ hours a day, like a complete meathead, just ignoring his entire family and expecting them to keep the house clean. That's insane to me.
Some women need makeup. An old barn sometimes needs a coat of paint.
I don't want him to come home and just be like, oh my Lord.
That's right. This dude expects his wife to put on a full face of makeup every time he comes home to see her because he just can't stand to see his wife's face, you know, in her natural beauty. No, that's just not enough for him. He's too worried it might be a man if they're not wearing makeup. So you gotta have makeup on so I know I'm doing the right thing. That's the way he sees it at least. And yeah, this guy has just destroyed his brain. I don't know what sort of things he's taking for growth, but clearly it's frying his brain and he's just gone full meathead mode at this point.
I am a battalion chief, and I respond to the major incidents. So the fires, wires down incidents that need a command presence there.
And that's right. The family that he's swapping wives with for this episode, the other wife is a fire chief. So she is going to be clashing with this guy because she is kind of, you know, the macho person of her household. She's the one who calls the shots, makes all the dough, much like he claims to do. And I'm not sure he's going to take too well to having a strong female presence in front of him that very much so looks like she's not going to bow to his every whim, much like his wife does.
Welcome to our house.
Thank you.
Are you part Indian?
I'm a battalion chief of the fire department.
Firefighters, they're always sitting around playing cards, doing nothing.
And we're off to a good start, man. He's meeting his new wife, and this guy is just hitting it out of the park with the introductory interview. You know, if this was a job interview, I would just give him the job right then and there. Clearly, he's a man who is very good at conversation and very intelligent as well, and that is not sarcasm whatsoever.
I'm thinking he's such a caveman. He's so rude.
So let's get right to the point. Do you cook?
No.
Oh my God, bro. This dude literally sees women as nothing more than cooks. He's like, okay, let's get down. Let's cut through all the BS here. I don't really give a damn about your stupid firefighting job where you don't do nothing. Can you cook, please? I need some meals made for me so I can continue my regimen. Like, oh my God, dude. How did this guy get married? Seriously, there's people out there that enjoy this, like his wife. Like, that's insane to me.
Cooking is for women.
Wow.
My wife, she'll put on makeup before I get home and look all nice.
I normally don't.
And now he's moving on to the makeup. He's like, are you going to be wearing makeup 24/7? Because like I said, I could not have another man in this house. I might want to kiss him. No, I don't want to kiss him. But yeah, you got to be pretty for me, says the man with literally veins popping out of his head, looking like an absolute meatball.
Well, we'll see how you look tomorrow. Maybe if I need to coach her up a bit, maybe we could get her like Misty and start doing this every day.
And he's like, I could see this as a little project. I like this show you guys put me on. I get to make some other ugly wife, into a beautiful wife like my own who's subservient and cooks me meals.
Jack expects Alani to make us 30 workout meals for the week.
Look, here's the menu. We have to label everything, but you got to cook it.
So that's right. She's starting off her week and she has to cook this man 30 meals in one session. The wife said it usually takes 4 to 5 hours. She's got to cook like 60 plus eggs for this guy. And what does he do? He doesn't even go to relax. No, he just stands there and antagonizes her, or would be standing here and antagonizing his wife if she was here instead, almost as if he gets off on the concept of them having to work for him. There is seriously something wrong with this dude, man.
I appreciate the fact that you're the strong woman, but think about making some food, okay? Unless you pay some bills around here, you can't come in and tell the Jackster what to do.
There is no way this is a real person, dude. I cannot handle this. I am already seething with rage. Like, oh my God, does this dude just say the worst possible things out of his mouth? And if he talks like this with the cameras rolling in front of him, imagine how he is with the cameras gone. I mean, I just feel terrible for his daughters who are growing up and having this as their role model of how men should be treating women. He's doing an absolute disservice to everybody in his household by acting this way, and it is absolutely despicable.
I heard you say 5 hours. That includes cleanup time too, because we have to clean up.
And he's just sitting here antagonizing this woman. Like, seriously, you can see his actual pure hatred for women coming through in every single one of his actions. All that he's doing right now is existing to spite this woman and make her mad. This woman who he doesn't know and should not have any ill will towards. But simply because she has a brain unlike his wife and is, protesting against some of this stuff that he's saying and doing, he all of a sudden hates her guts because he can't imagine that a woman could be strong-willed and have her own sense of, courage and self-entitlement, much like he has.
What we'll do is we'll let you eat one of these too to make sure you're
I don't eat
cooking.
chicken.
Hey, my rules.
And he's like, I don't give a damn about your dietary restrictions. You're going to eat the meal, and I'm going to make sure that you eat it because that means you're going to cook it well. Like, this dude is straight up a dictator, bro. I cannot handle this.
Yeah.
Hey, can we get some waters?
Yeah, come on. They have to knock for permission to come out like that.
And in another psycho development, we find out that his 2 daughters have to knock whenever they get home from school for the rest of the day in order to leave their room, because God knows what their parents might be doing out in the living room, apparently. He claims that adults need adult time, and that just means that the kids have to be locked away in their room the entire night and have to knock in order to leave their room to get some freaking water. It's actually insane how terrible parents are, and they just don't even realize it.
Because we just need adult time sometimes. After the kids are settled down, adults need to wind down too.
Bro, don't you guys have a bedroom yourself? Or could you go to a hotel somewhere, go on a date for once? Because God knows you never spoil your wife to a date. That means you'd have to actually pay money for her to eat a meal that she didn't even cook. So in your eyes, you don't even think she deserves it. So yeah, I bet you they have not gone on a date in like a decade. But this is just a crazy concept to me. And the new wife is clearly having issues with it as well because it crosses quite a few lines.
Wait a minute. I just noticed something.
What?
Did you read the manual when you came?
Have on a nice outfit, my hair is combed.
Well, where's the makeup? We're going by the old rules.
And now it's the next day, and this dude instantly calls her out like, wait, I can see your normal skin tone here. You're not covered in a pound of foundation like my wife does. You look kind of ugly and kind of like a dude, so please put on some makeup. This dude is literally a caveman, dude. I cannot handle it. He's going out of his way to be so antagonistic in every single scene, and I realize he's probably hamming it up for the camera, but still, why does he hate women this much? Like, who hurt you, bro?
You don't think that makes a woman look sexier to be made up?
It's a time and place to be sexy.
Well, here's the time and here's the place.
Guys, I'm supposed to be reacting to this, and I literally have no words that I could say. Like, I am just so disgusted. This dude is making my skin crawl. And he sounds like a character on Always Sunny. Like, he is that level of shittiness that only those geniuses could write up somebody this terrible. I refuse to believe this is a real, living, breathing person out in public like the rest of us. Like, this dude is an actual demon. So now it's time for the rule changes, and the first rule is the girls get to be out at night in their living room, and they're gonna have an ice cream party. And guess what happens during this ice cream party? I like this. The dad has to be locked in his room and has to be the one to knock to leave. And he's not gonna get any ice cream. I think honestly she's going very light on him with this one, but he's not gonna like this second change at all.
Oh, and wait, I'm not done. Let's not forget, you're gonna do the cleaning and the cooking with a full face of makeup on.
No, I won't.
She's gonna have him clean around the house and do the dishes and make all these meals himself, much like he forces his wife to do, all while having a full face of makeup, which, as we know, this guy is such a bros bro. He just can't even fathom the concept of a woman being equal to him, let alone putting on makeup himself. That is just such a humiliation to him that he is such a wuss. He's such a non-manly man that he can't even fess up to that and like make a farce out of himself for 10 minutes for the cameras. I'm sure his daughters would get a kick out of it too, seeing their dad being a dork and actually giving into the rules, much like you're supposed to do in this show. You heard him earlier. He's like, my rules. I don't care if you don't eat chicken. You're gonna eat chicken. But now he's too much of a pussy to put on a face of makeup just because he deserves the humiliation.
I can't believe that woman. She's like stepping in a pile of dog crap. You can't get it all off your shoe.
You're mean.
And he sits there and throws a tantrum and basically says he's not going to be putting on makeup. So that at least means, you know, he broke one of the rules, but he's still going to participate, right? Like he's going to clean the house like she wanted. Well, let's see.
All right, so since you're not gonna do the first part of it, you need to start cleaning up.
Cleaning up?
Clean up, start. Why am
Me
I
either.
here?
I don't know why you're here.
Because this man refuses
I
to do
don't know why.
anything.
So now he's like, I don't see anything that needs to be done and I'm not hungry. I don't want to cook. So like, I guess I got you there. Checkmate. He really thinks he's outsmarted this woman, but really he's just proved how much of a fucking wuss he is. This guy is not man enough to actually do any part of this experiment, and he's pretty much removing himself from the situation as soon as he's lost control and has to listen to what a woman tells him to do. That is just the worst possible option for this guy.
How about that? I followed your rules. I knocked on the door.
You're gonna have to leave in a minute. Go back to your room.
And in a fun twist of fate, the girls finally get their comeuppance on their dad here, and they kick him out back to his room while they're having their ice cream party. He, of course, storms off like a little brat, all angry that he can't fit his ice cream in for the day because I'm sure he calculated his macros for that day in order to fit it in, and it just, it's a disappointment he can't get any. But that's the least of his worries, because now he's gonna have to cook some dinner here soon, and it's not gonna be a fun time.
I didn't say all the time, once a month. Could you do this once a month? You can make time to spend 4 hours a day at the gym, but you can't make time once a month to do this.
Man, imagine being that much of an actual coward to not even be able to prepare yourself your own damn meal like a man. Imagine if your wife divorced you and took the kids, bro. What are you gonna do? You're gonna be eating microwave meals for the rest of your life? Like, I'm sure this idiot can't even figure out how to operate a microwave properly. So I'm just appalled that he can't even admit that he would do this to prep for himself once a month. Give your wife 1 week off a month. He can't even fathom that. And again, it's crazy this man has been able to start a family and continue a family and remain married while acting like this. His wife must just have zero respect for herself or her daughters.
Missy's doing everything for everyone else, and he's not as appreciative as he should be.
Yeah, you'd think this would give this guy some perspective as he's bitching and moaning and realizing how difficult it is to cook all these meals at once while fitting in, you know, the rest of your day. Like, this woman is homeschooling her daughters as well because, yeah, of course they're homeschoolers. This guy's so smart, he just realizes he's way better than the public or private school system, and his wife, who is stuck having to cook half the day, is definitely going to be a better teacher for her, like, high school and middle school level daughters who are desperately needing some outside attention and outside perspective other than this oppressive ass house.
All right, here's the deal. If you're over here watching, I'm not gonna do this.
Oh, please.
Okay? Well, here we go again. No, this is over.
So now, in a hilarious change of events, the woman doesn't even say anything, but she hovers around this guy to antagonize him. She's like literally giving him 1/10 of the antagonization that he gave her. And he storms off and takes off his mic and demands that the producers leave the house. That's right. Literally, this is the end of the experiment. They cut it short because this man-child could not cook for more than 30 minutes by himself. He realized he doesn't know how to cut potatoes at all and burn his damn eggs. And he was like, you know what? I'm not going to be humiliated. No, this don't work for me. This idiot got to leave my house, and you guys gotta leave my house too. Y'all gotta leave. So the lady didn't even spend the night, bro. She has to leave in the rain in the middle of the night to a hotel, and now we're gonna see the families reconvene here, which is not really full of much good energy. As we could see, this man was not wanting to participate in this show whatsoever, and I don't know why he got on here. Maybe he legitimately thought this was some sort of program where he gets his wife swapped out with a hotter wife that will wear more makeup and cook better food or something. But that's not how this goes, dude, and you did not at all participate in this, you absolute coward.
Your rage was real yesterday.
Oh, it was.
I know now.
My anger was real, but you know good and well, none of it was ever directed to you.
I don't care.
And in this interview, this guy's trying to save face like, I wasn't mad at you, I was just mad at the situation. Like, bull. sucked it, dude. You hated this woman's guts. You tried to antagonize her the entire week that you had your rules in place, and then you folded as soon as she presented your first rule, like an absolute coward, like I said. And it's hilarious that his wife is just sitting here feeling all ashamed, realizing how much of a dirtbag her husband is, because she had a great time with this fire chief's husband. Of course, I didn't show that in this episode because it was a little bit more boring to see him actually participate and do the show properly. And I honestly get the vibe that these two became friends, so it's probably heartbreaking for both of them to realize that their significant others did not have the same bond. And this guy clearly put this woman through hell, and he's not able to admit it to himself or to anybody else.
Jack, something got to be different when she get back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't quote me on this, but I do agree with you that you need some free time.
And after some cattiness back and forth, honestly, this entire ending is just kind of useless, as both of these couples do not with each other. This guy gives the bare minimum. He pulls a big Ed on him and is like, you know what, don't quote me on this, but I am starting to get the idea, an inkling in my head that you might need maybe 30 or 15 minutes of free time a week. So yeah, I guess I'll give it to you, and I'll be the one to chop the potatoes, but you gotta cook them and throw them in with the rest of the ingredients, because I'm too dumb for that part, okay? And everybody claps as if this dude just changed humanity forever. Like, bro, you are the worst I have ever seen on this show, and all you care about is the gym and how many more veins in your forehead you can make pop out while you're talking. But yeah, that pretty much does it for today's episode. Let me know what you thought of this meathead, and if you were equally as annoyed and appalled with him as I was. This was an absolute roller coaster. Again, if we can hit 3,000 likes, that would be amazing and would encourage me to make more of these for you guys, because I love these wife swap episodes. They are so deranged and unhinged, and I just love it. As always, thanks for watching till the very end, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, and until next time, peace out.